the subject of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, is more popular today than it has ever been. Its mounting interest to the general public has paralleled its increasing maturity and complexity. Skeptics were predicting in the 1950s that flying saucers were just a fad that would quickly pass. Nowadays the phenomenon is now woven into the fabric of day-to-day life.
Mysterious lights hovering in the skies across several parts of the country. This video is from Indianapolis of a strange formation that appeared this week. Now, people in Metro Detroit say they've seen something just like it. Last night, our newsroom and our Facebook page got several reports of strange lights in the skies over Metro Detroit. And tonight, Fox News' Ron Savage is on a mission to find out what they really are. Ron.
You know how we operate here. We do stories on talkers, and this is a talker. Everybody's talking about it. What are the lights in the sky? Mysterious lights in the sky. Many Metro Detroiters have been wondering, what am I seeing?
It wasn't quite as high as you would see. I've been watching the airplanes tonight, and it wasn't quite as high as them. And I mean, like I said, you could actually see the triangle shape of the object.
David Levy was outside Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. with friends in Flat Rock, and suddenly
we were outside, and up in the sky we saw a triangle-shaped light with, or a triangle-shaped object with about 5 lights flashing, heading north.
Who saw it first, a friend or did
I did, yes.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I asked people, what do you think that is? And everybody was like, I don't know. And then later on at night, I found out that people had been seeing this object all over.
In fact, our Fox 2 Facebook page has been blowing up with hundreds of posts, people seeing lights like Lisa. She writes, I seen some in Southgate, but thought it was fireworks and weird for January. Nick writes, I assumed they were planes. They were flying in the same direction. I watched them for about 10 minutes, and I counted 4 or 5 of them. I'm over in St. Clair Shores. Mario writes, I seen it in East Point, off 9 Mile. It was something crazy. And Sean writes, I was the one who called into the Fox 2 newsroom and first broke this story. They were black, triangle-shaped objects making circles over West Bloomfield and Farmington Hills. There was no noise, and they had bright lights. I'm not making this up, and I know somebody else saw these things. These lights are all over YouTube. The original poster says they were shot in Miami this week. And these lights were said to be shot in Indianapolis. Is this similar to what David saw in Flat Rock?
This kind of looks like it's staying in one spot, but that's exactly what it looked like, except there was 5 of them.
5 lights.
5 lights.
William Konkoleski of the Michigan Mutual UFO Network has also been taking calls from people who see lights at night all across Metro Detroit.
It's very possible that people are seeing military aircraft that they haven't notified us about yet, like the spy planes or also the stealth aircraft that have been flying on our skies now for a few years. It's well known that they were testing these aircraft well before they notified people that they even existed. Now, on top of all that, we have unmanned drones up in the sky, and those things really look strange, especially for somebody that has no idea what they could even be.
And certainly some people may be skeptical when they hear that somebody's reporting lights in the sky, but perhaps there is a logical explanation for some of these light displays. They've been reported all over the country and all around the calendar, all year round. It doesn't seem to be a particular time of the year when they're reported more so than others. And across Michigan and Metro Detroit, we're getting reports, and our Facebook page has been blowing up, as you know, recently, Huel, with a lot of people reporting these lights.
Ron, for years, the Air Force conducted an investigation of so-called UFOs. They found no official proof. Any word from the feds tonight about those strange lights?
Well, you wonder if the military's involved, as one of our UFO experts was curious there and mentioned. We did put some calls into Selfridge, the FAA. We didn't get any reaction. Could be a logical explanation for some of these light displays. I'll tell you this, there's no full moon right now, but we're getting an awful lot of reports of lights in the sky. Huel?
Certainly not a weather balloon, Ron. All right, thank you.
That's right.
What is a UFO? This is an unidentified flying object. Any object or light reportedly sighted in the sky that cannot be immediately explained or readily identified by the observer. Sightings of unusual aerial phenomena date back to ancient times, but UFO became widely discussed in the 1950s. Many thousands of such observations have since been reported worldwide. At least 92% of UFO sightings can be identified as conventional objects, although time investigations are often necessary for such identification. The objects most often mistaken for UFOs are bright planets and stars, aircraft, birds, balloons, kites, flares, peculiar clouds, meteors and satellites. The remaining cases can often be attributed to other mistaken sightings or to inaccurate reporting, hoaxes, or delusions, although to disprove all claims made about UFOs is impossible. From 1947 to 1969, the U.S. Air Force investigated UFOs as a possible threat to national security. A total of 12,618 reports were received, of which 701 reports were listed as unexplained. The Air Force concluded that no UFO reported, investigated and evaluated by the Air Force has ever given any indication of threat to our national security. Since 1969, no agency of the U.S. government has had any active program of UFO investigation. Some believe that UFOs are extraterrestrial spacecraft. The possibility of extraterrestrial civilizations is not the stumbling block. Most scientists grant that intelligent life may well exist elsewhere in the universe. Scientific method requires that highly speculative explanations should not be adopted unless all of the more ordinary explanations can be ruled out. UFO enthusiasts persist. However, some people even claim to have been abducted and taken aboard UFOs. When a UFO becomes readily identifiable, it is known as an IFO. Identified flying object. In some cases there has been reports of UFOs seen lifting from sea and even traveling underwater. These type of encounters are known as unidentified submersible objects and are simply referred to as USOs.
Hostia! ¿Qué è successo? Questo non è normale! Però che cazzo passa qui? Ma che cagognola! Però che cazzo sta passando qui? Hostia! Ma una hostia! Cagognola! Va la macchina! Va la macchina! Che cazzo passa?
Non sei, lascia un pochino che stai...
Investigators' terminology to help you understand cases. USV. This is a term used by NASA to identify unidentified objects in space. Unidentified space vehicles are apparently observed by many shuttle astronauts and mentioned in several recorded messages. CE1. Close encounter of the first kind. This is a close approach of an object, giving some time for pertinent observations and possibly giving some interactive experience between the event stimulus and the witness. CE2. Close encounter of the second kind. These are encounters which leave permanent or semi-permanent physical traces such as ground markings, burns or radiation traces. CE3. Close encounter of the third kind. This is generally accepted to be simply those cases where non-human entities are witnessed in association with the event stimulus. CE 4.1. Close encounter of the fourth kind. Class 1. These are events which are generally known as abductions, but which more specifically create severe reality distortion for the witness, such as memory lapse, physiological effects, paralysis, time and space disorientation and post-abduction trauma, such as inexpressible fear, anxiety and fixation. CE 4.2. Close encounter of the fourth kind. Class 2. These are events that used to be categorized as an abduction. However, we believe that not all witnesses are taken against their will and are therefore not technically abductees. These types of experiences occur when a witness may voluntarily assist or follow an entity to an awaiting craft of some sort, or claim to have communicated, usually by forms of telepathy. These are cases that are simply forms of communication or interaction. CE5, Close Encounter of the Fifth Kind. These events consist of non-physical means of communication with UFO or UFO entities, using sound and high-powered light. There has been considerable documentation with varying degrees of success. CE6, Close Encounter of the Sixth Kind. These are encounters which have resulted in the death of animals or even humans. For example, a witness reports a large disc-shaped UFO over a field of cattle. Suddenly there is a bright flash of light and the UFO quickly speeds out of sight. As the witness walks nearer to the location, he or she finds a mutilated cow.
Christmas.